Match number 11 of the Wolf 777 News Lanka Premier League. It's the Colombo Stars who take on the Dambulla Giants. A little bit earlier, Dusan Shanaka kept up his 100% record on winning the toss, and no surprises, deciding that the Dambulla Giants would bat first. Alongside me, Roshan Abasinga and Darren Ganga. Darren, a couple of changes to these teams.
Indeed, HD. Hello, everyone. We have a contest on our hands. Ravi Rampal, for the first time, gets a game for the Colombo Stars. Jeffrey Van der Sey as well, one of the two changes for that team.
Actually, the Jaya Tilaka, he's unknown quantity, but renowned for his power hitting. He's a leg spinner, so he's going to be a surprise here.
The Dambulla Giants are sitting on 5 points at the moment with a no result yesterday. This is the surface. Again, it was a little bit dry earlier on in the previous game. There was some turn on offer, and it was a pretty low scoring game. But what we have seen is that as the evening progresses, so it becomes a little bit more batter friendly. Jaffna Kings are top of the table with a very healthy net run rate as well. They're on 6 points. The Dambulla Giants on just 5 points after that no result yesterday, a washout. And the Colombo Stars now sit in 5th place. So they're under a little bit of pressure after the Candy Warriors winning the game a little bit earlier today. See them on 4th. Well, so far so good in that the weather has played its part. It's been a warm one here today at the Premadasa. We are Premadasa in Colombo. And we've got a few spectators as the evening has progressed, so they've started to come in. Let's just have an understanding that we're not allowed to have a full house here. There's still plenty of COVID protocols around. You need a vaccination certificate in order to get into the ground, and there's only a certain amount of numbers that are allowed in. But fantastic that the public can come and watch some live cricket.
And you're allowed to dance, allowed to cheer for your favorite team. Sri Lankans, they love their music, they love to be entertained when at cricket matches. Very passionate, cricket-loving public.
Very passionate, as you say. They love their cricket. I can tell you that they're here definitely for the entertainment. They haven't still developed that loyalty towards teams. Yeah, you'll have a few that support, but by and large, it is for the entertainment that they provide. And the two umpires, well, as you know, Vendlap Roy is the match referees, but Hemantha Boteju and Ravindra Vimalasiri. Boteju, in fact, ex-Sri Lankan player. Ravindra Vimalasiri, a top first-class player. And Ruchirapalya Guruge, he is another top cricketer in his day. He is the third umpire.
Here, the match referee, Mr. Wendell Lebroy, is still recovering from the cheek that was shown to him at the toss by one Russell Arnold.
I think he was taken by surprise. I was told he's still in shock.
Well, I must say, him and his brother, they're both impressed with the way they've dressed at the toss. Easily the best dressed match referees going across the globe.
In fact, this morning at breakfast, Wendell was still in his shades. And I have to ask him why.
What about these two at the top of the order? Both should have shown some form. What about these two at the top of the order? Both should have shown some form.
They've gone extensively and explained the dichotomy in terms of styles of these two players. Phil Salt, more muscle, likes to hit the ball in front of the wicket. Roshan Dickwella will use the deft touches. He's an innovator when it comes to batting. So as a bowler, you've got to be mindful of these two and their styles and make the necessary adjustment. It's going to be a slow pitch. There might be a little bit of swing for the fast bowlers with that new ball.
Dickwella in particular. Now this is what Phil Salt has achieved in his career. Very impressive strike rate. I get the feeling that Dickwella is ideally suited for the surface with the type of shots, the way he bats. For the surface with the type of sweep shots, the cuts, the little chips. A lot of sweep shots, the cuts, the little chips. It's a decent strike rate too. Has got 100
these two sides have already met in the tournament. The Giants winning by 18 runs in a high-scoring contest. The Giants in that one also batting first, 195 for 6. And it was Phil Salt who got them off to a rampaging start with 62. Najibullah Zadran in the middle order, he got 54. And in reply it was 177 all out. So an entertaining game. Ravi Rampal makes his way into the side. Going to get his first look at the second edition of the Lankan Premier League. And we're almost ready to go. Catcher for Ravi Rampal. One catcher for Ravi Rampal. There will be a slip in place. His boundary fielders, his deep square leg, and a fine leg.
Bit on Ravi Rampal, recently selected for the West Indies team in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Had a hiatus from the West Indies team whilst he plied his trade in the county championship.
Oh my God, it's Santa Claus!
At the regional level in the West Indies. Also was the leading wicket taker in the recent Caribbean Premier League. But what you'll find from Ravi Rampal is that ability to get a little bit of seam movement early on. He's quite deceptive, despite him being, what, 37, 38 years of age. But he's a genuine wicket taker.
Oh, that's a good shot. That is a genuinely good cricket shot and will go for 4.
He's not holding back. Phil Salt, short and wide. He was bouncing on it. Ravi Rampal or no Ravi Rampal. Provide the width, provide the opportunity. That's what he does. He's been in punishing form. How important and critical will be the new ball and the power plays.
You are a harsh man, you. Width. Just a touch. That's all they need nowadays, is just a hint. Play and a miss. That probably should have been spanked away.
You'll soon find out that there is an adjustment to be made on this surface. Ravi Rampal stop delivery, just short of a good length. And on a pitch that is a little bit on the slower side, want to get it a little bit fuller, so the batsman doesn't have a lot of time to play his shots and make decisions for run scoring. That's Happy Fan waving his flag.
6 years out of the international arena, Ravi Rampal, and then recalled, as you mentioned, to the T20 World Cup. Wonder whether he can last till the end of October, when the West Indies will have another go at that World Cup in Australia.
Chairman of selectors of the West Indies might be able to tell us. Roger Harper.
Oh, that's gone. That's gone sideways.
There's some bounce. Oh, this is how battling the surface has been. There were few that took off like that, even in the first game. That took off, actually. He went quickly, went past the outside edge. Look where the keeper takes it. Tushar Perera did very well as he took it above his head. Not much. Certainly not expressive pace, but the pace, movement and bounce.
They'll push hard. Phil Salt's good between the wickets. They'll get 2. And that will end the first. 7 without loss. Colombo at night, the old Primadasa Stadium. Wilson Shanaka, the captain of the white ball team as far as Sri Lanka are concerned. He's not in the test side, who did duty against the West Indies a week or so ago. Good side. Joe Maksud at number 3. Najibullah Zadran. Joe Maksud at number 3. Najibullah Zadran. And there's Tahir Pradeep's taken some wickets, but been a little bit expensive. We haven't seen the best of the all-rounder Karunaratne yet either. nicely balanced unit, the Dambulla Giants. Chamira came in for a bit of tap yesterday, but we know that he possesses raw pace and he's got some skill with that as well. This might suit him a little bit better than yesterday. And clear of mid-on.
Chipped by the Quella, just over the infield. That was pacey. Close to 140 using the pace. Bottom hand a lot, Niroshan Dikwella. Strong wrist. Good start to the over. Boundary of the first ball. Well over mid-on.
The ideal start for the left-hander. Finding a boundary early on. Salt also found a boundary early on. Settles the nerves. Play and a miss. We've seen a little bit of movement in the surface with the new ball.
Indeed. And it's something for the fast bowlers to exploit. That's a perfect length. Just moving across the left-handed Dikwella. There is a slip in place, so Dhananjaya De Silva wouldn't mind that stroke from Dikwella.
Yes, yes, placement.
Perfect. Pitching it up that time. And that was 145. Well, just that trigger movement, that ball pitched up full. Doesn't move his feet very much, but looked to hit it on the up. But that was almost very close to him. That punch through extra cover was perfect.
Yeah, it was hardly forward. Dikwella. The length was in the slot. Did it under his eyes. Came off the middle of the bat. That's the ideal approach for a batsman in these conditions.
And pulled away for 4. What a start this is.
The Giants obviously understand that the road ahead is not an easy one, so they're trying to make use of anything and everything that presents itself. Roshan Dikwella has already got 12 runs in the over. The ball coming onto the bat, using the pace. And the drive previously had enough pace for Dikwella to punch through extra cover. There wasn't a great amount of bounce the last one, but still, he did get it in the gap. Now, square leg goes down to the boundary, and so is fine leg.
Well, slips come out. They're scrambling into all different areas now. 5 in the offside, 4 on the leg. That'll be a wide down the leg side. But difficult field to bowl to this, Darren, but both fine leg and deep square leg out.
Very much so. Margin for error very narrow. Can't afford to err too much to the offside because the 2 men outside the 30-yard circle are leg side.
Short third man, short point, as you say, with pace on the ball. Always be very tough. You've got to be absolutely dead on target. With the pace of Chamira, all you need is a little touch, especially with those fielders in on the offside. First 6 overs, let's not forget, just 2 fieldsmen allowed outside the 30-yard circle. That's the challenge.
Colombo Stars heavily influenced by 2 players that aren't available for them. David Visser's gone back to South Africa, the all-rounder. Angelo Matthews not available due to injury. Oh my goodness. Every single shot in the book. 16, 17 off the over. 2 gone, 24 without loss. The dynamic duo of Full Salt and Miroshan Dikwela. 97, 14, 57, 21, 24. It's handy for a side when you get starts, and they've certainly given them to the Giants. They've won the toss again, the Dambulla Giants. Dasun Shanaka calling correctly and deciding very swiftly that his team would bat first. He likes to have a bat first, Dasun Shanaka.
Absolute theatre. Looking at Miroshan Dikwela opening alongside Phil Salt. That last shot, the ramp. Found it in these parts, you would say, Roshan?
And called Tilakaratna Dilshan. He coined it, after him the Dil scoop. That's what we're talking about. Dilshan's shot is very similar. And he actually once said how he invented it. It happened in a net. He was batting and
for more. Carnage at the Premadasa.
And in a net. I think it would have been an IPL or somewhere where Gilchrist was also somewhere there. And when he played that shot, Gilchrist's reaction made him think that it's a shot worth pursuing. And it looks very dangerous and risky sometimes. You can be in the firing line, but then percentage cricket is that it's come off more times than not.
When he played that shot off Chimera, it was a 142-kilometer pace delivery. Leading edge. Ball safely.
About reaction time, but I think you need pace on the ball to play that shot. And that's an amazing stroke. That is indeed an amazing stroke.
4 boundaries in the last over. Miroshan Dikwela in full cry, showing his full repertoire of strokes. Last one the best.
You're just under so much pressure as a bowler when someone can score all around the park. And we talk about 360 cricket. To hit the ball behind you for 4 truly is 360.
I love this from Ravi Rampal. We're seeing his cutters and slow delivery skills on show. That's the ideal approach required for this surface. Didn't see that from Dushmantha Chameera, who should be trying to vary his pace. With pace on, it makes it so much easier for batsmen to score quickly.
And, oh, missed it. Again, pace taken off. Dikwela flummoxed, but the fieldsman didn't take the catch.
I think it was Chameera. Made a valiant effort, but again, there's a lot to do with this surface. Bowlers understand that pace will not help. Completely beaten. Looked a cutter to me. Ravi Rampal. That expression tells a story.
Unfortunate for Rampal. A skillful over. 3 gone, 32 without loss. tens. So again, these two have given the Giants the perfect start. A steady first over, a big second one of 17, and then a good one off what was a good over from Ravi Rampal. Showed all his skill in this over. Again, these two have given the Giants
Pace
the
off,
perfect
not
start.
properly timed. Should have been taking at this level.
Sikwe Prasanna had a good return the last game.
Steady first over, a big second one of 17. So Dambulla's gone on the sweep and he's just got it on the helmet. It's gone off the forearm or straight onto the grill. So standard procedure. There will have to be a brief break as he goes through some concussion protocols. He's all right. He got his name right. He got the number that was held up in front of him correct, and we can get going again. But that is standard procedure now. If anyone gets hit on the head, even though they're wearing a helmet, things need to be assessed. Sweep, but he's just got it on the helmet. It's gone off the forearm.
To see fans, support for Niroshan Dambulla there.
Brief break as he goes through.
Always the evening games seem to attract more crowds.
He's all right. He got his name right. He got the number that was held up in front of
Lower
him
parts
correct.
of the ground is reasonably full, and
That is standard
one of our proud
procedure
sponsors
now.
and partners, Manchi, Sri Lanka's #1 brand of biscuits, and Manchi Kome. He's now the latest edition and been exported to over 65 countries. He's a flagship brand of Sri Lanka.
We've got some spin. Prasanna. Swept away. Over deep mid-wicket.
And it's the right style batsman to be facing Prasanna. Dambulla will have the opportunity to hit the turn once. It's the conventional leg spin. Low risk shot. Easy pickings for the left-hander.
They are under pressure from the word go, and Dambulla and Salt walked to the wicket. Prasanna got 3 wickets the other night against the Jaffna Kings, so he would have walked up to bowl, taken the ball and thought, well, I'm full of confidence, and he's been greeted by being slapped over mid-wicket. So it's 4 bounces just before the boundary rope. You're under pressure immediately, aren't you? Again, this will just yield 1, and we'll bring a right-hander on strike.
Dhananjaya De Silva should be focusing on getting a wicket, and the important wicket of Phil Salt. We've seen in previous matches, if Salt does well, they get right up there to the 180, 190 marker when batting first. This Giants team, so I'm sure the Stars would have spoken about getting Phil Salt out.
Right-hander on strike. There's a shot. Not as convincing from Prasanna as it was from the man wearing the gloves.
De Silva should be focusing on getting a wicket, and the important wicket of Phil Salt. We've seen in previous matches.
Sliding on that time. The 2 dot balls.
And just building on that point, I think it's the slow bowlers that will give him the better opportunity to get Phil Salt out. Hence, I like the idea of Prasanna.
Panton in the deep, will end the 4th. Tidy over, just 6 from it. 38 without loss. was under pressure, Prasanna. Second ball disappeared off mid-wicket for 4, so he's done well to get out of that over with just 6 coming from it, which again highlights the importance of spin on this surface this evening.
Interesting selection by the Stars. They've got 2 leg spinners, different styles. Van der Sar is also a quickish leg spinner, but more the pro and type at the highest level. Prasanna is more an all-rounder.
Maksud from Pakistan, Dambulla from Afghanistan, Chanaka from Sri Lanka. With plenty of batting in that lineup. Danny De Silva, Dhananjaya De Silva with some offies now.
It was a shot for LBW from Prasanna in the last over. Very good decision by the umpire. Ball going on with the angle to miss the leg stump.
Captain's got a deep mid-wicket, very straight mid-wicket and a long off. And that's found the gap. That's just timed.
Touch shot. That allows Dikwala to slam it. Slowness of the surface also allowed him to adjust quickly. Again, you can see that he was looping it. He really didn't go too deep. But just length.
Fielded. And still get a single. And that's good backing up. Good backing up. Good cricket all round, really, because it was a lovely stroke as well.
Yeah. Again, symbolic of the contest that we have before us. Both teams trying to get ahead at the moment. The Giants doing quite well in the power play.
Lovely. Great use of the feet.
They're enjoying themselves. This is the same surface we did see batsmen struggling in the previous game, but no struggle here. Dikwala has been good with his sweeps and drives and cuts, and Phil Salt has just been himself. Just kept dictating terms to the bowlers, not allowed them to settle in. That's the difference.
He just sort of hinted to come down the wicket and ended up just veering his left foot ever so slightly to create some room to get his hands through the ball. Hits it cleanly, Phil Salt. Goes again, this time doesn't get a run. So 5 done, 48 without loss.
It's the Salt and Dikwala show again for the Dambulla Giants. 9 fours so far. Oh, that's a sweep that's not gone right, and it's out. Bit of glove from Dikwala. That is an important breakthrough for the Stars.
The bounce was the major cause of Dikwala's demise. Wrapped him on the glove. Good reactions from Pereira behind the stumps. That was the breakthrough they were desperately looking for. He can breathe a bit. because Dangerous Man is walking back to Kuala after scoring 30. It's 48 for 1.
Sohaib Maqsood, the new batsman, not caught fire yet in this tournament. He has a good record in T20 and he's away straight away. Although that would have been fairly close had he had a direct hit.
Just for the doctor to order it. The Colombo Stars. Niroshan Dickwella and Phil Saul going on the leather hunt. And then Niroshan Dickwella getting that glove. And Siga Prasanna's LPL so far has been so good. Whenever the Stars needed wicket, he picked up, and Salt going on his merry way again, full outside the off stump by Siga Prasanna, and there's a small gap between the two extra covers, and he found that perfectly.
How impressive Phil Salt is. It's not airy-fairy stuff. He just relies on those cricketing strokes, and he knows where the gaps are. Highly impressed.
A rare defensive shot from Phil Salt, but he is very strong through the offside, isn't he? Even when it's very full, strong wrists, he can still get enough power on the shot. Now that's hit Dickwella just on the edge of the glove. But the actual padding still counts. That is out! Demolished the stumps as Kusal Pereira, and the dangerous Salt is gone.
He's getting into the habit of picking up wickets. Prasanna, it's not associated with him that he will turn the ball, but he is turning the ball consistently and getting the balls to bounce. Deceive the batsman. Phil Salt, informed batsman, with his flight. 21 was the contribution. 53 for 2 now.
Interesting move by the Dambulla Giants. Harinder Ratnaika promoted from number 9 in the previous game to number 4. Good strike rate, 135, best of 63 not out. But he's coming in ahead of the likes of Najibullah, Dasun Shanaka. Last ball of the power play. So 6 done, 2 important wickets in the final over of that power play. It's 53 for 2.
Into the power play. Giants losing crucial wickets in the last 2 overs. And Hasaram took about Niroshan Dickwella and Phil Salt. The man's gone, most wickets so far. Siga Prasanna has been impressive. Turned the ball, scored some runs as well. Manish Theekshana, usual suspect every time. He's the top 2. And Samit Patel doing really well for the Gladiators.
So the field can be spread now. Sikibet Prasanna moving up the top wicket takers list in this Lanka Premier League. 7 he has now. All spin at the top 4. Samit Patel with 9, Thikshana 8, Prasanna Hasaranga 7, Jaden Seals the top seamer. 7 wickets for him, and he's missed a game as well. Lovely bit of bowling in that previous over from Prasanna. Really took the pace off to get Phil Salt. Totally deceived him. Could be a massive over in the context of the match, that. Edge. And not stopped by the man at third man. So Maqsood gets his first boundary.
And when things goes wrong, it goes wrong. Dusman Chamira, last game going to more than 50 runs this time. First over for 17. Decent little start his second over. Edged by Sohaib Maqsood all around the ground. Usually Sikibet Prasanna quite safe on the occasion. Yes, it's a part of the game. Things goes wrong, it goes terribly wrong.
Seems like he's still in awe of those wickets he picked up in the previous over, Prasanna.
Again, Chamira causing Sohaib Maqsood a couple of problems. That one wrapped the glove, bit of bounce.
These was a couple of wickets. It's been the familiar positions. One shoot too many by Phil Salt. Good start, and then Ailey Hawke. And the dab is out from Sikibet Prasanna.
They didn't have to do that. Lost his partner in the same over. He was required to eke out. And 2 young batsmen crease. And this move has a potential of bringing Chamira on. Yes, he went for plenty in the first over. A bit early. The bowler saw him coming down, waded the line and the length. A bit of turn did the trick. Superb over.
And just 78 kilometres an hour, that wicket ball. Good piece by Darren Ganga at the pitch report showing that if he bowls slow, you get more turn. I'll tell you what, Chamira's all over Sohaib Maqsood here. This is proper bowling. Outside edge, then an inside edge, but 2 fours.
Does he need to middle the ball? He's picked up 8 runs. Outer edge, resulting in a boundary, and then the inside edge.
Very lucky. Sohaib Maqsood. He's putting his heart out. Say that from here, but just that when things goes wrong, it can go a bit dicey. Entire, as I mentioned before, franchise cricket, international cricket. This one, Chamira have been very, very good.
Play and a miss. I'm watching Test match bowling this, just bowling a really nice channel of uncertainty. Maqsood flirting, not moving his feet quickly. But still, got 8 off the first 5 balls, so Chamira has bowled a much better over. He's still gone for 25 off his first 11 balls.
Yeah, not his night. He's generated some pace, but hasn't worked so far.
And again, that hard length just outside off stump. Good over that, deserved more. 62 for 2.
Usman Chamira went for 9 runs in that over. Beaten outside the off stump, outside edge for a 4, inside edge for a 4, and then a single. But to come, it's a surprising meet. Ratnayaka getting a promotion to number 4. So much batting to come. Najibullah Zadran, Tasun Shanak, Ramesh Pendis, Chami Karunaratne, and Jai Tilaka. He's having a nickname called the 6-hitter. Sinhalese. Zabeen got a move in place of Dilshan Munawira, top order batsman.
despite the 2 wickets. Still a good start by Dambulla Giants. Run rate is good, 8.86, especially in comparison to the first game of the day on the same pitch. Big thanks to Dettol, our official hygiene partner. Have a look at that power play then. Dikwela and Salt, as they have a few times in this tournament, got the Giants off to an absolute fly. It was Dikwela, though, this time, who was the early aggressor. Salt just played on the undercard. Lovely scoop that was. And the two of them have been a very effective pair. That probably should have been taken. That was taken by Kusal Pereira, a gloved sweep, and then Phil Salt perhaps losing his head in the same over. Stumped by a huge margin, went very early, and that will put some relief on the faces of the Stars, that's for sure. Now they're both gone.
Another bowling change. Colombo Stars are packed with the fast bowlers, unlike the other teams. Different tactics. Bowls economically.
Good test this for the Dambulla Giants middle order. The top order have been firing by and large. Chance for the middle order now with both the openers gone inside the power play to show what they can do.
And then you got a change in Jeffrey Vandersay coming with the team. Did have a superb 50-over tournament in the domestic circuit. Was man of the final. The Tamilian won the championship. Also this time by Navinul Haq. It's good bowling, keeping Shoaib Makhshur honest, getting the batsman to commit to the front foot. And you got Ashan Priyanjan with your off-spin as well. So overall, I think bowling side of things at the Colombo Stars looks very, very strong and have the variations and combinations. Just that the batting has been a major concern with so many batters getting started and not getting that big score. And in a situation, they've got to win to stay in this competition.
Just drilled through the offside, but just for a single. A bit straighter, I think. Beat that man on the offside boundary.
The Giants once again getting a good start through their openers. And they have to decide quickly what sort of a total the bowlers are going to be comfortable defending. And that will make the job easier for the batter. They know exactly how to go about things. He's got huge fan following. Angelo Matthews here in Sri Lanka.
Deep in the crease, Ratnayaka. Presume he's been setting up the order to get on with things. I think why you send him in otherwise.
Interesting tactics used by Dasun Chanak and Stuart Law of the Giants. So much batting to come. Ratnayaka is naturally a six-hitter in scent, especially when you lose 2 wickets of Niroshan Dikwela and Phil Salt. And still going leather hunt shows early on get the runs on board. Once the ball loses its hardness and the shine, it's going to be hard work for the batters. Change of field as well, fine leg dropping down, third man coming up, and 4 fielders in the leg side all patrolling the boundary. Deep square leg, deep mid wicket, fine leg and a long on and a super cover.
Yorker right at the foot. It's going to result in 2 leg byes. He's coming back, Ratnayaka, big dive. Good running, I think. They may go upstairs here. No, umpire happy with that. So that's the first over without a boundary. 65 for 2.
A run rate of 8.13 maintained by the Giants. Winning the toss, batting first. Dasun Chanak is very lucky with the toss, winning everything. Full sight. Entire Colombo. Colombo 10. See 10 runs for over. From here will be 185. That's a winning score in these conditions. Darren Ganga mentioned in the pitch report something close to 140 is a pass score, and 150 will be a winning score.
For the Giants, going okay at the moment. Going to have to face a sixth bowler, off spinner Asham Priyanjan. He's into the attack, playing his second game in a row. Straight into the pitch for Maqsood, who moves to 12 off 12 deliveries.
Was that deliberate? Dragging the length, deliberately offering a single to Maqsood to be able to attack the left-hander.
Definitely, I think with Shoaib Maqsood's power and ability to hit big sixes over mid-wicket and long on and bowl, turning back in, I think it's a smart move by Asham Priyanjan. Giving the single, getting more deliveries at Tanurat Naik. Will be hitting against the turn towards mid-wicket and long on.
Goes across, slog sweep comes out, doesn't get anywhere near the middle of the bat and picks up one, but intentions of Ratnaik are starting to become clear.
An easy job for a batsman, young batsman, to come out and start to flail the bat with some effect. Oh, that was a poor delivery. Very poor. Just help the ball on its way. Shoaib Maqsood. He's getting freebies, Shoaib Maqsood.
Just thought for a second Asham Priyanjan was expecting Shoaib Maqsood to go for a big stroke, hence firing it down, getting it completely wrong. Ended up would have been a wide. That time Maqsood says thank you very much and goes over fine leg for a boundary.
Back to the conventional off spinner. The previous delivery looked like he was just trying to bowl an arm ball of sorts. Got it completely wrong. 93 Ks. Very easy for Maqsood to use the pace and help it over behind square.
It seemed like that balls got stuck in the pitch. They managed to put plenty of revs on the ball this time around. Priyanjan. Pitch certainly responding to him.
Again, the slog sweep comes out. Again, it doesn't find the middle of the bat. This time it goes to the man square on the leg side. But Ratnaik, his juices are flowing now. The big shots are going to come thick and fast, I think.
I think the right thing, targeting the shorter boundary towards mid-wicket. But as Amir Sohail mentioned, it's not easy as a batsman, soon as he comes into the pitch, to straight away attack.
Good end to the over by Priyanjan, the only dot ball he bowled in that over, which ended up going for 8. The Giants 73 for 2, and that will be a strategic timeout.
Other way. Yeah, not that much. Yeah. Tilt up more. Yeah, give it a try. Yeah. Happy.
The Dambulla Giants, 73 for 2 off 9 overs, having won the toss against the Colombo Stars. They've lost both openers, but both of them once again got them off to a great start. First to go, Dikwela, gloving that sweep. Easy catch for Kusal Pereira off Sikuge Prasanna, and then same over. Really important wicket, that one too. Slower through the air, just 79k, completely deceived Salt, who lost his shape. And Kusal Pereira made sure he was stumped. He took out all 3 stumps there. First look at Jeffrey van der Sey, brought into the side today. Leg spinner with international experience in ODIs and T20 internationals. Good economy in T20, 7.35. Starts with a short delivery though, and that's just gone straight through the hands of Kusal Pereira. I don't quite know why he missed that one. Yeah, giving us buys.
Straight away, Tarun Ratnayaka showing his intent, trying to go towards mid-wicket. Googly to start with, and Kusal Janit Pereira just going through the tough time with the glove and with the bat. I'm going to say someone that Sri Lanka had a lot of hope. Fell down the pecking order, trying to make a comeback. Was part of the 2019 World Cup in England. If I remember right, just played a solitary game, and ever since then was overlooked.
Red Bull, our energy partner, and plenty of it being consumed by the players. They definitely need it. Definitely need it in these conditions. Oh, bite for Van der Sey. That will please him.
Overlooked. Just want to finish up Matty. And recently concluded 50-over tournament Major League as a man of the final. Made sure Tamil Nadu won the championship as well. So just making a comeback. And this is the huge opportunity for him.
Lucky again, Sahib Maqsood. Defeated by the turn and bounce there. Just a bit of a top edge there as he's trying to cut away. I don't think he was trying to hit that in the air, but he found the gap crucially.
He hasn't done anything wrong, the leg spinner. Already went for 9 runs in this over. 4 of them were buys. Luck definitely favouring the Giants.
That's quicker through the air. Again, Maqsood targeting that area, and they've scampered through for a single. Maqsood was late to respond to his partner there. Still made his ground comfortably.
Generally through the air is very quick, Jeffrey van der Sey. Balls are googly, balls up. The flipper as well. It's all about confidence, just making it to the bigger picture and making sure the opportunity that he took and got is to be pounced for. End of the 10th over. Giants 84 for 2.
Gone, 84 for 2. Mind you, this is the same pitch that the previous game was played on, and the batsmen struggled to find fluency. Next to bat, Najibullah Zadran, Dasun Shanak, Ramesh Mendis. There's enough firepower to try and get them up to 180 or even more. Pitch playing any different in the evening? HD? Prashant, what do you reckon?
I think it's definitely playing differently, judging by the results. Swing and a miss, a short delivery, but being someone who's worked and who's observed pitches very closely, I would like to ask you why you think it is, because See, in the previous game, the batsmen just struggled so much. They just couldn't hit the ball off the square. But here, it's a completely different story. Going at 8+. You reckon it's the way they have batted? Or has it been poor bowling?
I think they've been put under pressure. The approach from the openers, especially Niroshan Dikwal, 4 boundaries of the Dushmantha Chamira's initial over, the second of the innings. Then he swept the spinners. It's just pushed them off.
Yeah, the first 5 overs, they were going at 10 to the over. So the run rate has dropped significantly over the next 5. And I also feel that Dushmantha Chamira bowls the ball at 140 kilometers an hour, so he's giving pace, which Dikwella certainly used effectively. It seems that pace off the ball is the way to go rather than pace on.
Yal Vijay Tunga, the spin bowling coach, and also part of the Stars. Pace off the ball. That has always been the case, even in the first game. But what's impressed, or what's not impressed me, is the way the spinners have failed on this, or not failed, but they haven't really been able to get the same amount of assistance. Maybe Siku was different. Just seen a few overs of spin, but as the game progresses, it's interesting to see how the spinners will start to profit or enjoy this surface.
But all different bowlers. Ashan Priyanjan is a part-timer, Siku Prasannan, not a big spinner. And we've just seen the first over from Jeffrey Van Dusen. Swinging hard, Tarindu Ratnayaka once again. An experiment of low order player coming up the order to bash the bowling, backfiring. Well, as of now.
We saw that the other night with the Colombo Stars as well, when they elevated Naveen ul Haq up the order to walk in at number 5, how that failed. And just yesterday he walked in at number 11. There's a reason why people bat in the places that they do. They're better equipped to do the job than those that come after them. And we saw the full toss there a little bit earlier, which Ratnayaka struggled to hit. If you think early on with Dikwella and Full Salt, there was a couple of full tosses bowled to each of them. And they actually just found the gap. They didn't try and hit it too hard, they just found the gap and the ball raced over the surface away for 4. It's such a big playing area, and if you look at the gaps between each boundary rider, they are enormous. So just try and find those gaps in the field between the boundary riders. We saw a full toss there a little bit earlier, which Ratnayaka struggled.
So when you're looking for those gaps, you tend to get your timing right, you're calmer, you hold your shape and end up hitting through the line.
They didn't try and hit it too hard, they just found the gap and the ball raced over the surface away for 4. It's such a big playing area, and if you look at the gaps between each boundary
as well,
they are enormous.
4 boundaries to him, but he really has struggled.
Those gaps
got a few lucky edges, which is
the boundary riders.
got him breathing and got him moving.
In the case of Ratnayaka, he's been looking to hit the cover of every ball. I mean, you spoke about the full tossers and the boundaries. It was timing. Of course, there was power, but Ratnayaka's case, we haven't seen that part. We've just seen him trying to muscle. And as a result of it, he hasn't really timed anything. Even that last full toss that he missed out. Again, that's possibly the mentality he carries as a low order batsman.
All 4 in the deep on the leg side for Ratnayaka. Again he misses. Maqsood wants to keep the strike. 11 gone, 87 for 2.
We haven't seen that. Just seen him trying to muscle. As a result of it, he hasn't really timed anything. And that last full toss that he missed out. Again, that's possibly the mentality he carries as a low order batsman.
All 4 in the deep on the leg side for Ratnayaka. Again he misses. Maqsood wants to keep the strike. 11